Beloved, welcome back to the shop. I have a very special guest today. My son Jack, who just turned 18, is going to be a wildland firefighter his first year on a Type 2 crew. Is that right?
Yep.
Have you got the call yet?
Not yet. Hurry up and wait so far. We've got a bunch of fires, but nothing I've been called on yet.
He got a text and said, have your red bag ready and your boots, and that brings us to a boot video today. We have the 3 top best wildland firefighting boots, all made in Washington State, I believe. Is that right? We have JKs, which we're going to be unboxing.
First noticeable difference is that they are not, in fact, black. You guys found out at the facility that I've got pretty wide feet as far as feet go, right?
Yeah, that was really interesting. So Jack wears an 11.5. And these are actually 9.5. And I was shocked to see, and they're also in E width.
Yeah, so when I went out to get the whites, I was shocked because I was getting a 9.5 as opposed to typically I wear an 11 or 11.5.
Can you explain why you would be an 11.5 but buy a 9.5 in a fire boot?
They said that it's because typically with standard just on-the-shelf shoes or non-boots, you're getting them longer to make up for the fact that they're not as wide. So like the shoes I'm wearing, these Vans, I'm pretty sure they're either 11s or 11.5s. And that's because apparently I don't need all that length, or that's what the guys at JK said. I wasn't there in person, but that's what we heard. I don't need the length, I get that to compensate for the width because I have wider feet.
So the false tongue, what it does is it protects this portion of your boot right here. Go ahead and pull your pants up. Oh, you were blessed with your mother's big calves.
Yeah.
This here is all this extra material should be folded like this here. Yeah. And it's a little awkward at first because it's got a memory, but over time, and you decide whatever's more natural for you, this way or this way, it makes no difference. Like if you were going to reach down there and do it, would you go left to right or right to left?
I'd probably go right.
This way here?
Yeah.
So you want to really be diligent about maintaining this crease because after your first fire, this will get a memory and it will just basically roll into position. What happens is you have all these laces that go across and they're abrasive, and when you flex into this, these push on you. If you only had one layer here, this would rub and chafe you real bad. So it's really a kind of a safety and comfort thing.
Yep.
So get these here and really pay attention to that and train it to do that. The false tongue gives you just an extra layer of protection and also prevents down here where you get rocks and soot and gravel. It protects that abrasiveness from the laces from wearing and wearing holes in the leather.
Gotcha.
And these are just a sacrificial piece. So you put these in here like this, fold them, and then we'll start lacing them up. So you do that one there, and I'll do this one for you.
Gotcha. The suede is interesting, having the more suede look to it.
Do you know why they're split out?
Why?
It's abrasion resistant. You can take a knife and lay them across there and it won't cut through leather because this is almost like having hair on your head. Like if a knife was pushed down on your head, if you were bald, it would cut your scalp. But your hair protects you. All those little furry bits, elements, make it way more abrasion resistant.
Yeah. The question is, does it end up looking really matted?
Well, mine, you can see these are mine. These are Nick's Hot Shots. These were rough out.
Oh, they were?
Yeah, so they've been on a lot of fires, a lot of wear, but that's what they'll eventually look like.
These boots feel pretty good.
Do they feel good?
Yeah.
So I was going to show you what's in the box. Was there anything else? Oh, we'll get some open-offs here. So this is our first unboxing of JK boots. We've got a welcome to the family, handcrafted from my family to yours up there. Also, well, here we go, Jack. Lacing instructions. So there are lacing instructions there. So I don't know if I got that right or not. Let's see, we doing it right?
A little investigative journalism.
Yeah, looks like it. So there are several different options there. We'll just go with the standard lacing. There's also some help with fitment and some neoprene footbeds. I asked Jack if he wanted to put those in. They're really squishy, standard neoprene. He said they felt real firm across the top, so we don't want any extra mass. And you're wearing heavy wool socks, correct?
Yeah, I'm wearing quite heavy-duty socks.
We've also they've given us a bottle of Obanoff's, the leather oil, our friends up in Idaho, the best leather preservation and or oil in the world. I asked John, who started JK Boots, how often you should oil them. And he said, of course, it depends on the condition. If you're really wet and dry, a lot of soot, it could be different. But as a rule of thumb, about once a month or so. While he's doing that, here's kind of a comparison. These would be the top 3 firefighting boots in the world, without a doubt, in my opinion. This is the Nix Hot Shot. This is the White's Smoke Jumper. These are the ones that Jack had initially bought. We actually have the same size foot, so I'll take these over, and we'll just do a trade here. But Jack, you bought your own boots, didn't you? How was it spending $600, was it, or so on boots? Was that an easy spend?
It really truly hurt my soul. I walked out of that store cringing after spending that much.
That's a big spend, isn't it?
On boots, yeah.
When I got my paycheck for my first fire in Colorado, the first thing I bought was a pair of boots, custom boots.
Yeah, well, it had me thinking back to the firefighter training, and I was like, I wonder if I would have economically just better off buying a pair of Danners. But you know what it did? It's really solidified the fact that I have to come back next year, and because they increase your pay second year you work. Got to make sure that I make the boots worth it. I'm not entirely sure if this is tied to my feet, but the arch is definitely lighter than on the White's boots. It's still there, definitely, but it's not as harsh.
Not as uncomfortable.
But I feel like it's kind of been replaced by, there's like a little bump right here, or like some hard leather that kind of grinds into the back of your heel a little bit. Which maybe it's because of the way I laced it, but it kind of doesn't feel like that. It feels like it's just like a little cliff almost. Which I don't know if it's bad enough to cause blisters, but it's a slight irritation. But the arch is definitely better. Yeah, I think it holds my foot well. I think my feet are slightly different sizes, so I would maybe even throw in this into that boot.
Neoprene?
Yeah, just to make up for a slightly smaller foot. But in general, they feel good. And I mean, they're good looking boots.
Well, they are handsome.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon for people to have different size feet.
Yeah, well, I think that's the standard. Yeah, I think that the only thing that's really standing out to me, like it definitely feels like it fits a lot better. The general like sole and stuff like that feel more like the actual broken in Nix Hot Shots compared to the Whites. But yeah, just like a little arch right here, or this hard part right here, it kind of digs into your heel. I wonder if that would go away with time, or if it's just how you're wearing the shoes.
You're just gonna have to wear them around and see, and we'll revisit this and see how you feel.
Yeah, but I think
for having the flat feet that you have, it is a common complaint I have heard about the smoke jumpers. Some guys can wear them real well, other guys cannot. They're all excellent boots. They're just different. People ask, how come you're featuring this and not featuring that? There isn't. I'm not saying one's better than the other. These are all wonderful boot manufacturers. We're really blessed in the Pacific Northwest to have this heritage and all of these companies that make such beautiful handmade boots. You couldn't go wrong with any of them, really, to be honest with you.
I think for my foot type, I haven't tried the Nix, like just new. I've only tried yours that are broken in.
Yep.
But I think if I'm comparing between the JKs and the Whites, at least for my foot type, where I'm a little more flat-footed and wider, I think that I'd pick the JKs, because I can manage with this little bump, and I imagine it'll break in. Mm-hmm. But with the Whites, walking on that with the hard arch within the shoe is rough all day long. Mm-hmm. So for more of a flat foot, I think I'd definitely pick this, and just the sole is lighter in general.
Yep, I agree. Well, they're very handsome boots. All right, well, thank you for sharing your opinion on that, Jack, and giving us an update. We talked the other day, we're going to throw some packs on. Maybe we'll start tomorrow morning.
Next couple of days, yeah.
Throw some packs on with some weight and start doing some walking together, and so you're not completely staggered when you get on the fire line, because you've got some hard work ahead of you.
Yeah, and it'll be great for you because we know you love hikes.
Oh, I love hikes, yeah. Maybe I just go along on my dirt bike with you? Would that work?
I don't know about that.
Misery loves company.
And hey, another advantage of these boots, now I'm the same height as you.
Yeah, well, you made the magical 6 foot.
Yeah,
which
made
is,
the tall.
Shout out to you for that,
the
right?
tall king requirement.
The
yeah.
tall king, yeah. Well, great. Well, thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. And we'll let you know more how it goes. Maybe you can, after you get back from your first fire, tell us how they broke in and how they feel. And we'll be very excited to hear your stories and what happened. And I am living vicariously through you. I'm very proud of you.
I'll come back with a lot of lore.
A lot of lore, yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Keep us in your prayers. We'll see you guys on the next video.